माताजी माताजी बोलो
माताजी 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 बोलो
माताजी 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 बोलो निर्मल तुम बोलो सजी निर्मल तुम बोलो माताजी बोलो सजी माताजी बोलो
माताजी बोलो
माताजी बोलो माताजी बोलो सजी 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 माताजी बोलो
माताजी बोलो सजी माताजी बोलो
निर्मल तुम बोलो सजी निर्मल तुम बोलो
निर्मल तुम बोलो सजी निर्मल तुम बोलो
माताजी 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 बोलो
माताजी 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 बोलो
माताजी 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 बोलो माताजी 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 बोलो माताजी बोलो माताजी बोलो माताजी 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 बोलो माताजी बोलो माताजी बोलो माताजी बोलो माताजी बोलो माताजी बोलो माताजी बोलो
माताजी बोलो
माताजी बोलो माताजी 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 बोलो माताजी 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 बोलो माताजी 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 बोलो माताजी 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 बोलो माताजी बोलो माताजी बोलो माताजी बोलो माताजी माताजी बोलो सजी माताजी बोलो माताजी बोलो सजी माताजी माताजी बोलो सजी माताजी बोलो माताजी बोलो सजी माताजी बोलो
माताजी बोलो सजी माताजी बोलो
माताजी बोलो सजी माताजी बोलो
माताजी बोलो सजी माताजी बोलो
माताजी बोलो सजी माताजी बोलो
माताजी बोलो सजी माताजी बोलो
माताजी 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 माताजी
तिकडे सांगायचं तिकडे सांगायचं म्हणायचं बोलायचं नाही बोलायचं
Jai Shri Mataji. Let's bow down with all the love and raise our Kundalini and take Bandhan. Before taking the Bandhan, if we can also give Bandhan to the place where we are sitting, it'll be good. With all the love, look at Shri Mataji's lotus feet. And when Sri Rama was in exile and Bharata, his younger brother, got to know, he rushed towards the jungle, and when Sri Rama decided not to come, he took his Charan Padukas back to Ayodhya. So, with the respect how he got his Charan Padukas back to Ayodhya, with the same respect, take Sri Mataji's feet with all the love, all the protocol, and put them in your heart. Sri Mataji, O Divine Mother, please establish your divine feet, your lotus feet in my heart. Sri Mataji, please give us your divine permission to be in your realm, to be with you. Without her permission, nothing happens. And she's ready to give, but we have to ask. The tension in the core of her heart, Sri Mataji, please cleanse my heart so that we can invite you in our hearts. Sri Mataji, please put your divine feet, establish them in our hearts. Attention on the liver. Shri Mataji, please establish your lotus feet in my attention. And finally, attention on the Sahasrara. Shri Mataji, please establish your feet in my brain or on my Sahasrara. Behold Shri Mataji's feet on your Sahasrara. Kundalini's ultimate destination is her lotus feet. Look at Shri Mataji's lotus feet on your Sahasrara. Let's take 3 Mahamantras followed by Shri Ganesha mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradayani Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Shri Ganesha mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha.
Gavin has not come. Yes, sir. Let it. Gavin is not there. The ladies with the children also must sit down in the puja. They haven't yet arrived. Someone must go and tell them.
Someone with a car, please go up to the main hall and tell the people that they should arrive. Preferably a gentleman with a car.
What are they doing?
At a certain lady returned to the had to clear the room by 12.
Mother, we've just been told that we have to clear our rooms by 12 o'clock, so it's caused a bit of confusion and a bit of
Why?
lateness. Because the authorities would like the rooms back by 12 o'clock.
Oh, I see. So then,
So they're trying to quickly clear their rooms as well.
yes. But I will finish the puja quite early, about 11:30. They could have gone there. Because if you start late, it will be late again. In any case, I have to finish the puja early because I am going earlier.
Because many people that have cars actually help the people come back down to the hall.
Or they might be on their way. Are they all coming together? Just see if they are coming together. Come along fast, come along. Even the people with children should come here. Ask them to come down.
Shall I quickly telephone Suki?
Huh?
Shall I telephone Mr. Suki?
Ask someone else. Not necessary, we'll do it from the, hello, we'll do it from the station. Then what about the follow-on? They'll come down here. You can have the hall, I think. Some people should stay in the hall. All right, the rooms you can vacate because you called the people here.
There'll be there's a locked room where all the...
You can give the rooms, but yeah. Please be seated. All the children must sit here quietly. Let's see. Very nice girls. Very nice. Yes. Kamala, all of you should sit down. Children should be there in the program. Who is there? All the little children should be here. Today I want to talk to you about children because yesterday we talked about the Muladhara part. Now why we are not so collective as we should have been, much more collective. There has been conditioning on us from our very childhood. If you see, in the Western lives, we are shut in our houses, we don't have relationships with others, we are kept extremely protected in childhood. I think the parents have the fear in this country that we lose our children because after they start getting their doles, most of the children leave their parents and go away. Parents are left high and dry. They feel that our children will leave us at the slightest pretext. So they teach them not to talk to anyone, to be away from everyone, and cuddle their own children all the time, look after their own children, and they can't see a child talking to another lady. They feel jealous. And they feel that the child may be lost because they think they cannot give adequate love. If anybody can give love to that child, they feel that that child will be lost. And the child also becomes such a individualistic child that it takes liking to a very particular type of a person, and then after some time that person starts overpowering that child and the parents lose the child. It's a very sick society in that manner. As far as the children are concerned, it's a sick society. It doesn't know how to bring up their children. Just the opposite is in India. Just the opposite. I think that's one of the reasons why Indians become collective very fast. Is that in childhood, when we are little children, or people have children, it's regarded bad manners to take your own child in the presence of others. Absolutely bad manners. Say now I had my daughter, and when I went to my in-laws, we couldn't take the child in my lap, you see, except for the milk also, which I was nursing the baby. So they had to say that now you better nurse. Time is there. I would never demand that give me the child, I'll take away. Never. It's regarded bad manners. And now I see why it was that. It was bad manners to take the child in the presence of others, in your lap, to say this is my child. It was regarded as something very crude and ill-mannered, and as if we are not from good family. that we don't know how to behave before others. And even to say that this is my child was not permitted. I would say that this is your child, to introduce, this is your child. It's something surprising. Now I am realizing it, why it was so in that society of ours. We are not supposed to say this is my own child. If you go anywhere, who's that? That's your child. Even the house, we would not say this is my house to anyone. Will you come to your house? The whole, you see, the cultural background gives us that collectivity. Now, I have told this before also, why people are so sex oriented. I mean, they are so sensitive to the touch of another person. Anybody who touches them, they get a funny feeling. The reason is other sensations are not developed within you. That is also because you always cuddle your own child. Child only knows the mother or the father. All the time its child is with you. As a result of that, what happens? The child never feels the other sublime relationships with others. Anybody who is the other is an identity which is something different. And when you grow up, then you suddenly touch somebody, then you cannot feel those sublime things. When you are innocent, when you are a child, I mean, we never slept with our parents. It's a very common thing in India that now supposing if I am in the house, my daughters will give their children to sleep with me or with my husband, with brothers, with other, if my brothers are there or their brothers are there, then they would give their children to sleep with them, not with themselves. The psychological reason was that perhaps they understood it, because it's a very traditional country, so they have understood it, that the psychological reason behind this was that the child gets used to another man, another woman, at that sublime situation, at that sublime consciousness when they are innocent. So the relationship of innocence is developed. Nobody feels anything funny if somebody touches you or does anything. This is the reason if you see a man touches a little boy, he gets funny sensation, the boy gets a funny sensation. It's absurd, because you must believe in the principle of collectivity. Now, I have seen that people cuddle their children too much in this country. And that's a very wrong thing to do all the time, carry the child on your lap, carry the child on your, this thing is too much. If you overdo it, you will find the same children will hate you. Because in childhood they develop a sensation that they are overdoing the things, you see, and they cannot express it. Allow the child to play as much as that like. Take the child whenever it is necessary. Let others take the child, not you. We have such a big community of Sahajogis here. But what I find, the mothers are carrying the child all the time, or the father is carrying the child. No, give it to other people. Let the children be with other people, sleep with other people, enjoy others' love, and don't have fears. They'll love you much more. And that's how I think we first of all built in them a kind of a stigma, a kind of a funny feeling that develops later on into these perverted relationships. That they feel to be with some another person is something bad. All these things can be given to children in a very easy way if you try it in childhood. Another thing is that I find, like in my husband's office, I was surprised, everybody is called by name, like there's a deputy of CP, he's called Tom. Even a driver will call him a Tom. But see, we are very particular. I mean, my husband especially is very particular. He even call his driver by his name, Mr. So they dare not misbehave. The relationships must be established in childhood. Like I've seen people calling Gavin, little children calling him Gavin. I mean, we would never call like that. Or even if you have seen my grandchildren, they'll say Gavin uncle, at the most. It comes to more formal relationship, they'll say Mr. Brown. But they won't call Gavin. That's not done. Auntie, uncle. A relationship has to be established. It's not only your father and mother are important, but you snatch your children, I have seen, from others. You want to hold on to your children and just grab them all the time. That's why they run away from. Overdoing it. There's no need. Children are very independent, they can look after themselves, they can manage themselves. And just to keep them pleased, you take them to shops, make them buy things, get things, and then they get used to it. You want to satisfy them that way. No. You must know that child is very intelligent. And you have to bend the child's mind according to your own understanding of collectivity. And if you do not do that, they'll become like all other children who are just vagabonds. I see them, as I told you once, I was coming from Oxted, and there were some children about from 8 to 9 years of age, not very big. They were of some public school, had no discipline. They entered into my compartment, it was a first class compartment. And they had some sort of sharp things with them, some knives maybe or some razors. They started rip opening all the seats for nothing at all. And they didn't do anything to me, of course. And I was quite worried. I said, why are you doing this? So they said, shut up. So I got up, went to another compartment, and they said, there are some 2 boys who are traveling with them. They were smoking, sitting down nicely on the other side. So I went and told them, these boys are doing like this. So they came back, they slapped them nicely, slapped them, hit them. They didn't even cry, nothing of the kind, and pushed them back into their places. And then next station came in, the station master came and he was saying, now what to do now? You must learn to discipline your children from now. Why can't they sit in the program quietly? What's the problem with them? From the very beginning, they must be made to feel the vibrations. They must be made to sit with other people. It's because they find that their parents are their own, the rest are not. That's how racialism also develops, because they think the other people who are not fair are not our own. All kinds of these scorpion type of temperaments, or you can call a snake-like temperaments, the secretive temperaments develop when you start getting them exclusive to yourselves. On the contrary, if you allow them to be open, talking to everyone, opening their hearts to everyone, even the people who are grown up shudder from touching another's child, I have seen. They'll ask 10 times, should I take the child? What's the harm? I mean, in India, you go to anybody's house, they'll just pick up the child. And now they say it is for protection of disease and all that. But on the contrary, children develop more immunity. Overprotected children are very dangerously placed because they have no immunity for anything. Imagine in that country we have all kinds of parasites living. All kinds of parasites. Still we exist better because we have immunity to so many things. And that's how you people become very weak, health-wise. Imagine I went to Australia, and we have 3-4 Indian boys there. They came to help me with the kitchen, lifting all the big things here and there. So I asked one of them, I said, why not ask these boys to do something? He said, they are only nice to look at, mother, but they have no strength. They have no strength. I have seen that. And it happens more in countries like in England, where it's such a bad climate, you keep your children inside, they don't go out. You all the time shut your children. They become selfish, they become very mean and very short-sighted. Open them up. Now you have a community, you have a trustworthy community. But you don't. Then one person will just, a dominating person will come out, catch hold of your child, and use that child, blackmail you for the child, do all kinds of things. But if you just allow the child to play about with everyone, just allow, diseases will disappear, you will be surprised. Also, supposing you have a problem, say even with the back agya, if others are handling, it disappears. Because somebody has better vibrations, the booths leave you. But if you just all the time hold, you are a person suffering from a back agya yourself. You are holding all the child to yourself, the child has to suffer. We actually send our children to other people in very childhood, trusting them, and they love the children. Because here people don't believe that you can love the children. So here we have to trust others with our children, and that's the reason I think the children become so exclusive, they stick on to you, they cannot go to anyone. But you see in India, when you go, I don't know if you have visited any homes around, the children will be the first to receive. They'll say, all right, sit down. Then they offer you something. If somebody is not in the house, they will look after you. And they'll know everything about you, what you said, what you asked for, what you wanted, everything. So sweetly, you know. Everything is on the record. And they have names for every uncle, for every auntie. And they remember all those things all their life. I met such children whom I had looked after in my childhood, in their childhood I would say more. And they remember all that I told them, the stories I told them and how I looked after them, and every little thing they remember. It's so sweet to know that they know all those things still. One of them is now working in the World Bank. She got a big job in the World Bank. She came down the other day and she just started crying like a little baby in my lap, you see. I said, what's the matter? She said, Auntie Ji, I remember those days, you see. And so fond of me that she once went to a shop and she saw a sari, quite grown up, which I used to wear the same type of sari, yellow colored one she saw. She said, that's my auntie's sari. And she went and bought that sari. She said, that's my auntie's sari. Quite grown up. All these little things children remember, all the sublime things, all the noble things, all the things that are very pure. But you don't expose them, you just overpower the children, too much of it. And also then the children try to attract your attention all the time because they are used to you. They'll ask 10 questions, they'll talk too much, they will say things, and you will be tired. I know that when I was coming by train, I had a lady traveling with me, her name is Clive's wife, what's her name? She was traveling with me and her son. And poor thing, she couldn't talk to me because she had to tell stories to him and then this to him, and she wouldn't leave. I said, you just neglect him. Just neglect for a while and the child is better. And the same advice I gave to Barbara. Her son is very good. He went to Warren when he was there. He went to every person. He went and asked everyone. He went round the whole hall and looked at everyone. But in India, children do that. They are worried about everyone. They will go and see the vibrations. This exclusiveness and overpowering, you really hate your mothers and hate your fathers when you grow, if they are very over-possessive. This is possessiveness and a fear that we lose a child. Actually, you really lose if you have this kind of a fear and if you overpower your children. That's what I've seen, that children who would like to be in the program, no, all the ladies are standing outside as punishment. Why? Make them sit. They'll be all right. They'll sit quietly. They won't make any noise. But this overpowering attention to your child, and I have also heard that in the ashrams, the ladies who have children don't do any work. They just don't do any work. They are looking after their children, finished. And the rest of the work of the ashram does somebody else. To produce a child, you don't take much, do you? There's nothing great that you have produced a child, first of all. There are Sahajogis and they are in my trust, not in yours. And don't spoil them. No mother should sit with the child in the house or in the rooms, whatever may be the case. Allow the child to play with others. Sit in the drawing room. But they will take the child, sit in the room, feed the child, look after them. They have only one work, is to look after the child, finished. It's like an emotional blackmail, I think. That you just take the child to yourself and sit down there and say that, oh, I'm looking after the child, so other one thinks, oh, all right, she's a mother. I have so many children here. This motherhood should not give you such a funny idea that you have become so great that you should sit down and do nothing else. My family, I had 11 brothers and sisters. And my mother, I think, was president of a Congress in Nagpur of Madhya Pradesh. She went to jail 5 times. And a very correct woman. She wouldn't tolerate any nonsense from her children. And that's another thing, that if the child does anything to someone, I've heard that children are very indisciplined. They hit others, they pull the hair, they say all kinds of funny things, and parents never correct them. Just adore them. And when the children grow up, they just kick out their children, the parents. We have seen this happening. Because they are realized souls. They won't like this kind of nonsense. So be careful on that. Yesterday I talked to you about Muladhara. Let the children have a healthy, trustworthy Muladhara. Let them meet other people, be friendly with others, play with everyone, go around everywhere. Allow them. But otherwise they are very negligent about their children. What do? They don't even massage their children. They don't even clean their children. They don't keep their clothes clean. They don't give them baths regularly. They don't give them proper food to eat. This is one point we have to see, that our children should be made collective and very strong in their Muladhara from very childhood. And I've seen parents coming and telling me, we don't know why our child left us like this. You see, when he grew up, he was all right in childhood. This is the reason. They get bored with you, to be very frank. That's the only answer. Suddenly, you see, my son left me. Suddenly. Why? He was all right till yesterday. He must have been fed up now. Run away from this place. So they must have their own friends and they must go around, and it's really, comparatively if you see, the children have no wisdom of their own because the parents are so overpowering. They don't allow children to grow in proper way, to understand anybody else. I just don't understand what has happened to us. Why are we going wrong about children so? Now, another point one has to see about ashrams, which I need not have said before, but now I must tell you that we have to be responsible people. That is also there. From childhood, if you don't have sense of responsibility, you can never develop it later. Like electricity bills goes up like hell. People never put off their lights. I mean, there is a switch which is to be put on and also put off. It's not only for putting on. Small things like gas or electricity thing, if once they are in the ashram, they don't bother. It's your ashram. Then food. The amount of food that is thrown away is something surprising. No value for food. No understanding how to organize, because there's no Grahalakshmi, there's no housewife's qualities, because we are sitting with the child now, not doing anything else. Supposing you had your own house, then you would be shopping, you would be cooking, you would be looking after your child, you would be cleaning your house, cleaning the utensils, doing everything yourself. But in the ashram they think now we have a baby, so we are in charge of the baby, let's look after them and sit down with them. I would love to play with babies all the time and have nothing to do with you. So, can I do that? Can I do that? I cannot. In the same way, we must understand. Now, we should not waste food. There are many people in this world who are starving. We have no business to waste food at all. I mean, on this, you'll be surprised that even the richest of richest in India would not leave anything in the plate. Richest of richest. And Gandhiji, in his ashram we were, even Maulana Azad and Jawaharlal Nehru had to clean their own plates, you see. So they should not take more. If they take more, they should not leave anything in such a manner that others cannot eat. Waste of food, waste of electricity, waste of other energies, without understanding it means money. That's why you never have money. There should be a proper organizing as to what you are going to cook, what you are going to have, how much is going to be used. Nothing should be wasted. I have seen this tendency. I have seen this tendency myself, very common. There is no respect of food. No respect of food. That's why children also don't have any respect for food. Before food is served, you must sit with the idea that now you are going to have the food. It is a yajna. And that you have to eat that food with some prayer. Bless that food. Thank God that you've got the food. Using the Lord's Prayer. And then the satisfaction comes in better, and you get a sense that no, we should not waste our money on food like this. There are so many other things one has to know about children, that you must know about their vibrations. You should be alert about their vibrations. Try to find out what's wrong with them. What do they do? Now, for example, you find a child who's misbehaving. Don't go on all the time with him. Call the child once, make the child sit down and talk to the child that you shouldn't do like this. When you are with mother, pay attention to her. It is you who is going to mold these new children who have been given to you specially because you are Sahajogis, and not to ruin their lives. You know, some children have become mad with this kind of a thing, like Datta who was here. And everybody made, you see, she herself was so careless, that you can't imagine. When I heard about her carelessness and the filth with which she looked after the child, I was amazed how Linda could do that way. And you should not be another Linda's to spoil that child's health, mind, everything. If you have a clean, neat place and a proper place, children would love it to be there. But no mother should sit with the child in the room. That is a law. In the drawing room, you can sit with your child. And in the room, when the child is sleeping, the child should be taken. Otherwise, keep the child in the drawing room. You'll see the child will become happier, because it is natural to be collective. It is natural for a child to mix up with others, to talk to others, to know about others. It's natural. Innocence is like that. Innocence wants to know the whole world. That's the time, if you don't allow the child to know, then he becomes perverted. He has problems. So give them a better life, better situation, better education, better discipline, because you are equipped. Don't give them what you had. This is real love, otherwise it's possessiveness. I wanted to talk about this because yesterday I talked to you about Muladhara, and I have been seeing and noticing what's happening to your children, and I find the amount of discipline they have is coming from you. How far you are disciplined. And by doing this, you play into their hands. They know that they can curb you the way you like. They know that you are depending on them. You can't exist without them. They have this idea. So they don't listen to you. But if they know that they will lose the love if you don't behave, they will be alright. They are very intelligent. So you must play your cards alright and see that your children brought to proper line of understanding, because they are different children, special children given to you as a trust. They are not your children, they are my children. So too much of huddling and hugging and this and that is not necessary. I mean, sometimes you break their bones the way you do it. It's too much. Try this on others' children, less on your own children. Try to keep your children out and love other children. I don't know what kind of psychology you people read, but it's a simple, straightforward thing. We must understand, as we are Sahajogis, that children have to be collectivity, otherwise I have to again break my head with them for being collective. They should be naturally collective. Alright, Gavin, let's have the puja. I think today's speech must be written down and sent to all the centers. It's important. I find this all over in the Western city. If they have a child, then I tell you, suddenly they become more than an emperor. And the wife becomes more than an emperor herself. Not only empress, but more than an emperor. While I'm told your kings and queens never see their children at all. I mean, that's another experience. I don't know. So, all right. You see, those who have come from the previous meeting, please, for the first time, please raise your hands.
Those who came from the public meeting on Friday, is there anyone here?
All right.
Others? No. Others?
Only one.
For the first time?
I mean from the public meeting.
No.
Only one. It's all right. She's all right.
Thank you.
Now, you see, for the people who have come for the first time, we don't allow them, you see, to attend this, what we call the puja of your guru, because they don't understand it so well, why it is done, why it has to be done, how it helps you, and they start analyzing. But if you could sit without analyzing, as you got your transformation, all your deities within you will be strengthened and you'll feel better. You don't have to do anything whatsoever. You have to just be quiet and just see it with understanding. Alright? So that you don't get into analysis of it. Because you don't understand it. If you try to analyze it, you will be in trouble. But if you just sit and feel the vibrations and feel the flow of the vibrations, you will be helped. Alright? Now, just for Ganeshas. Now, the first thing is, yesterday we talked about the Muladhara Chakra. And so today's Ganesha is not necessary to do too much of it, but we could just say about the Muladhara Chakra in English, and then just to pour water on my feet, that's all. And then I'll vibrate these things for you, as we have done before. That's the second one. When we do the chanting of the Shakti, the energy of Kundalini. So these things only we'll do today, and I'm sure yesterday's experiment must have helped you very much to clear out your heads, and it has helped you to sleep well, I'm sure. Alright, so also today, be attentive in the sense that, as you have been always, in thoughtless awareness. Don't think about it. Just don't think about it. Just keep your mind at thoughtless awareness position, and it will work out much faster. Because you are at such a level, that it's easy now to communicate through vibrations. Otherwise it was difficult before, and it's much easier. Now you can put it up here. I would like to thank all of you. The thanking is coming with a big for the celebration of this Mother's Day. It's a very good idea that this Mother's Day has been established in your country and that it coincides with my visit here. In India, surprisingly, we don't have anything like Mother's Day. It's very surprising. We have all the goddesses' days, but not for Mother. And we have to remember also the Mother who gave us birth, and then only you can realize what it is to give a spiritual birth. And it's so nice to see so many children here, and small little babies, all of them so much enjoying themselves in the nature and are bringing joy to all of you. There are no words that can really express the joy I feel, the way Sahaja Yoga is growing in Sydney especially. I have to yet seen Melbourne, but I think it will go very much faster than any other country abroad than India. You can see how things are happening. It was so exciting the other day when you came after the workshop. We were so much satisfied that you have been able to save so many Australians. And you will be saving more and more and more and bringing much more joy to your country. So many things happen at such a short time. It's difficult to mention all of them together. Next year you have decided to have another beautiful Ganesha Puja. That would solve most of the problems, I think. Sahasrara to Ganesha, the problems remain nowhere, isn't it?
Yes.
The complete journey will be done. But we must understand that we are surrounded by another force which is taking us downward. And we should not get into that downward movement. Lots of temptations are there because now you are having families, then you are having children, having houses, homes, ashrams, positions, money. Lots of temptations will be there because you will be blessed by the temptations. And then these temptations will judge you. The blessings should be counted, but they should not ruin you. Blessings should not ruin you. They should elevate you, give you greater faith in God's compassion and love. On this great day that we are all here, where we see the Mother Earth is in full abundance, giving all the beautiful flowers that she could, all kinds of fragrance and all kinds of hues and colors that you see. The Mother Earth has given us so much, and within us Mother Earth is represented as the Kundalini, and she has given us so much also within us. So as Sahaja Yogis, we should be blooming beautifully with our fragrance and with our joy. Sahaja Yogis are always very happy people, very joyous. They stand out by their beautiful expressions anywhere you go. They are very beautiful people, no doubt. And this is going to convince This is going to convince others that Sahaja Yoga is a great thing. In Sahaja Yoga, there are some people who still cannot get over certain problems. For them, we have to arrange certain things, like sometimes we have to send them outside the atmosphere and they prosper well. Or sometimes we have to send our children to some other place to improve, and they do improve. So the attitude should be of gratitude that there is a chance for all of us to be perfectly alright and enjoying ourselves and others enjoying us. If that is the attitude, nobody will feel that, oh, we are going out and my children are going out. All these problems come up when we think in a very narrow way. We have to think of our lives and the lives of our children and the lives of our countrymen here. Especially now we are trying to get some more people from outside to Australia, and most of them who have come here have improved very much. Australia is a place of improvement, I think. It's like you send them for improvement, you see. So sometimes that people send their children to some reformatory school or some sort of a jail to be improved. But it's the other way now. We send them to a beautiful garden so that they improve. In the garden they blossom better. And so this is a beautiful garden where you have come, so you have to learn to enjoy yourself. Now I am again going to Melbourne, you know that, and there are hardly 10 days now I am in this country. Whatever it is, whatever time we spend here, how intensely we take Sahaja Yoga is the point. How intensely we understand Sahaja Yoga is the point. It's not how much time we spend together, but how deeply we feel the joy of Sahaja Yoga. Meditation is a part and parcel of our lives. As for human beings, they have to breathe, we have to meditate. If you do not meditate, you can never grow. You have to meditate. Unless and until you meditate, you can never grow, you will remain the same. The growth of a personality takes place only when you meditate and become deeper. Superficiality is not going to help. And this is the reason why one has to meditate, but not for a long period, just for 5 to 10 minutes every day, morning and evening. That all of us have to do every day. Whether you are in the ashram or not, please keep to that you meditate. Secondly, little few things that we have to do every day is like putting the ghee in the nose or something in the ears, putting little oil on the head. All these things must be observed. That's important because that is good for our health. Whatever is necessary we should do, we should keep very good, excellent health. We should not have a health that every time mother has a problem that she has to solve the problem of the health. See? So we all should keep very good health. We don't need any medicines, any doctors, or very simple things that are to be done. There's another disease we have is that of ego, which is very troublesome stuff. I've told them that for all people who are egoistical, they should put their heads down quite a lot and put fingers in their ears and say Allahu Akbar. So that is, God is great, I am not great. To humble down. To humble down. If you have ego, you can never grow, because you know ego forms a big barrier for Kundalini to rise. And this ego must be taken out in a way that it's not you. Ego is not yourself, it's something outside. It's very easy to understand that we have ego and that the ego has to go, which is like a disease on us. So this part of ego can be removed very easily if when you talk to people or when you arrange things, you organize things, you should see what is your behavior. On your vibrations also you should be able to feel what is the situation. There are many people who can't even feel vibrations. There are many people who cannot even find out what's wrong with them. So then how are you a Sahaja Yogi? You cannot be a Sahaja Yogi just coming to Sahaja Yoga or once having your realization. At least you should be able to feel the vibrations of yourself and vibrations of others. If you cannot feel that, then it is something still missing in you. That means you have to mature. You have to mature. And the matured Sahaja Yogis, if they tell you anything, you have to listen to them. You have to accept what they are saying. If you are not matured enough, then you will always have problems. And you will be not of much use to Sahaja Yoga either, or to this realm of God. So we have to go into the kingdom of God, and we should be quite prepared for that. We should have that capacity within us. We should be entitled to enter into the kingdom of God. And for that, whatever is to be done has to be done. That's the part where we have to see to our duties. But you have so many rights, many more rights than the duties. Whatever you want, you will get it. What you ask for, you have it. Whatever you say, there it is. There isn't any time that God forgets you, not even a moment. So you have so many privileges, but you also have certain duties to be fulfilled towards yourself. And that's how towards the collective. Now those who cannot live in the collective are not Sahaja Yogis, by no means. Those who try to get out of collective, their mind tells them we should get out of collective, we should live outside, should know that there's something lacking in them. They should enjoy the company of others, they should enjoy working with others, they should enjoy the beauty of others, they should enjoy the vibrations of others. But those who try to think of having separate things and some sort of a private stuff, then that means they are not yet matured enough. They may be old, but they may not be mature. So a matured Sahaja Yogi enjoys the collective. Collective is the way which really judges you well. Look at the children, when they are playing, how they are enjoying with nothing there. They haven't got anything to play, but just see a little thing here and there. They have made a toy out of that, all of them playing together, enjoying together. No problems. But when we grow up, we want to have our individual living, individual things. There's no joy in it. There's no joy. So, for every Sahaja Yogi to judge himself is the best way. How much do I enjoy the collective? How much I enjoy living with others? And how much I want to have my own child, my own husband, my own family, my own room. All those people who think like that are not yet fully Sahaja Yogis. They are still immature and they don't deserve to be there where they are. All these things, if you keep in mind, I'm sure it will work out very fast and things will be much better for all of you. We are people of a special category, chosen for a very special work, for a very, very great work which has never taken place before. Is the greatest revolution that you could think of. Such a revolution has not taken place in any country, in any nation, in any place. And for the greatest of greatest is the blessings that you form a new race, born out of the people who are in this world. A new race is formed. Never such a new race was formed. Only the theories, like people said, all right, we'll have communism, so they fought for communism. They said we'll have this sort of a thing, they fought for it. We'll have this government, we'll have this land, they fought for it. But nothing happened inside. But here is a complete transformation, is such a revolution, is of complete, I say, from the roots upward, everything is changed, and that's what has never happened before. And only human beings can do that, and that's what you have achieved. So it's a very great thing. My all congratulations.
5 words you pronounce
Let's enjoy the silent meditation. While in meditation, we'll take the mantras given by Shri Mataji to conquer the 6 enemies of the soul. And suppose there are thoughts coming, then we can open our eyes and look at Shri Mataji's lotus feet. And then in our heart, pray all the time to Shri Mataji to establish her feet with her will in us on our Sahasrara. The first mantra is Nishkama Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nishkama Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji, by your grace, please make us desireless. Shri Mataji, please establish within us the pure desire of the God Almighty, also called as Shuddha Ichcha. Just pray. Next is Nishkrodha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nishkrodha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Put your heart into the mantra as an offering to Shri Mataji's lotus feet. Shri Mataji, by your grace, please dissolve all our anger. Please make us compassionate and loving. Shri Nirlobha, Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirlobha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji, by your grace, please take us beyond the matter and the materialism. Please make us balanced, peaceful, and satisfied. And let us see the beauty of the Spirit in everything. Shri Nirmoha, Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmoha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji, by your grace, please make us free from all the worldly attachments. Shri Mataji, please establish the Spirit within us. Hey Parameshwari, please establish the Spirit within us. Shri Nirmatsara, Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmatsara Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji, Hey Parameshwari, by your grace, please remove all our jealousies and competitiveness. Please make us part and parcel of the whole. Shri Nirmada, Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmada Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji, by your grace, please dissolve all our petty pride. Please let us be surrendered and egoless. On this Mother's Day, let's offer ourselves free from the enemies of the soul. And Shri Mataji, O Divine Mother, please make us your instrument. Please use us, Shri Mataji. She can only use us if we are pure, khalis, just like the flute, completely hollow. Enjoy the lotus feet. In our heart, we can say, Tu hi, tu hi, tu hi, tu hi. Tu hi means you are, you are, you are, you are. Mataji, please establish all of us in the fort of thoughtless awareness. In your company, in your sanidhya, samipya. Shri Mataji, please dissolve me in your lotus feet. माँ मुझे अपने चरणों में समा लीजिए. हे परम पूज्य Shri Mataji, please dissolve me in your lotus feet. Shri Mataji, मुझे अपने श्री चरणों में समा लीजिए. Shri Mataji, let our Kundalini reside at your lotus feet. That's the ultimate abode. If there are thoughts coming in, just say in your heart, not this, not this. Negate them, not this, not this. Look at Shri Mataji's lotus feet. Absorb them. Shri Mataji, please dissolve myself in your lotus feet. Let me completely dissolve myself. Let this drop become the ocean. We can clear the left Vishuddhi by putting the right hand on the left Vishuddhi. Shri Mataji, by your grace, I am not guilty. Shri Mataji, I am not guilty. Put back. You can place the hand back on the lap. Attention on the Sahasrar. Shri Mataji, we thank you from all our hearts for all the love you have given us for allowing us to be in your realm, to be in your protection, to be in your lap. As small children, Shri Mataji, please forgive us for any mistakes we have committed, knowingly and unknowingly, and please accept our pranams, Shri Mataji. Thank you, Shri Mataji, for all you have done. Thank you, Shri Mataji. Let's prepare for Aarti.
दिल में सदा सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जग में संकट कारण कितने दिए अवतार, माँ कितने दिए अवतार। विश्व में तेरी महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा, तू गंगा यमुना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जो भी शरण में आया सुख ही मिला उसको, माँ सुख ही मिला उसको। बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, लौट के ना जाना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना। देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। मानव में अवतर के कर दिया उजियाला, माँ कर दिया उजियाला। कलयुग में माया है, कलयुग में माया है, फिर भी पहचाना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। संत जनों की धरती है भारत माता, माँ है भारत माता। इस धरती पर आकर, इस धरती पर आकर, दुख से दूर करना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जब दिल में आए तब मधु संगीत सुन लो, माँ मधु संगीत सुन लो। हो सके जो सेवा, हो सके जो सेवा, हमसे करा लेना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निरमल माता जी, जय निरमल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्षप्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमः श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमः श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमः बोलो श्री भगवती माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी की जय.
How much can this strange